There are a few things more enjoyable when playing Pokemon games than finding shiny Pokemon, but nothing worth having comes easy. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, like its predecessors, features shiny versions of the 400 Pokemon featured in the game, but getting them takes time, work, and luck, although thankfully, there are a few ways of increasing your odds in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet if you want to find a shiny Pokemon. When a Pokemon spawns in Scarlet and Violet, they have about a 1 in 4,000 chance of being shiny. Those odds aren't very good but can be improved by a couple of methods. Two of them are only available in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's post-game, although one aspect can be hardness from very early on. And that's where we come in, as we'll be taking you through a couple of methods that you can do to increase your odds in finding a shiny Pokemon on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But just before we do go into the video, if you do like this type of content and you would like to see some more Pokemon related content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course like the video. We do also stream over on Twitch. I will leave all the links within the description box below. And with all that said, let's get into it. If you're wanting to hunt shiny Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, here's what you need to know. Number 1. Pokemon outbreaks are key. Here's the basic method of shiny hunting in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that you can do no matter how early in the game you are. First of all, you need to look for a Pokemon outbreak, and if you look on your overworld map, you'll see icons of Pokemon scattered across Paldea. These denote an outbreak where an area is swamped by the Pokemon in question. Do note though that if you see a question mark on your map, that is an outbreak of a Pokemon that you've not encountered before. If you are unsatisfied by the Pokemon on offer, you can rotate the selection by doing a dodgy move. Go into your Switch settings and change the date and time to be a day in the future. A new day brings new Pokemon outbreaks. So say for example, if you're after a Magneton and you found an outbreak in Galisado Mountain, you now need to go about killing Magneton. And of course, a lot of them. Press the ZR button to activate the Let's Go mode, at which point, your lead Pokemon will come out of its ball and seek and destroy. This is much more efficient than engaging Pokemon one by one in standard battles, and your odds in finding a shiny Pokemon go up once you knock out 30, and even go up more once you've knocked out 60. Once you find an outbreak, make sure you keep a tally in your head, on your phone or on your computer, and once you've KO'd 60 of a certain Pokemon, the odds of finding a shiny version of that Pokemon go from roughly 1 in 4,000 to just over 1 in 1,000. Once you've knocked out 60, it's shiny hunting time. Scope the area for shinies, and if there are none, set up a picnic and then pack the picnic up. Doing so resets the Pokemon in the area, giving you a new set of Pokemon which a shiny may be lurking. Keep going until you find the Pokemon in shiny that you're looking for. It's crucial to note that finding a shiny Pokemon often means closely inspecting it, as there's no shiny gleam around them in the open world, nor any sound that indicates their presence. It's only once you initiate a battle with a shiny Pokemon that during its opening battle animation, it'll be surrounded in sparkles. This is a method that can be done in the early game, but your odds of finding a shiny Pokemon can drastically rise once you beat the main storyline. Number 2. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's 5-star Terra raids. If you've played through Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for any length of time, you've surely participated in a few Terra raids. These raids are key to hunting shiny Pokemon. Once you complete the game's 3 main quests, you'll gain access to 5-star Terra raids. In these boss encounters, you'll take on level 75 Pokemon, made even more powerful by the Terra Stellae state, harnessing the chaotic crystal energy that flows throughout Paldea. To maximize your odds of finding a shiny Pokemon, you need to collect the Herba Mystica sandwich ingredients. Once you have the right combination, you can make sandwiches that boost your chances of finding a shiny Pokemon by 300%. To collect Herba Mystica ingredients, you need to complete the 5-star Terra raids. Unfortunately though, Scarlet and Violet doesn't exactly just hand these out. Sometimes you can do up to 5 high-level raids before you get your first Herba Mystica. Note that you can also receive Herba Mystica from 6-star Terra raids, which you unlock after beating all the Paldea gym leaders for a second time and winning the Academy Ace tournament, but your odds of getting them doesn't seem much higher. So it's much better to stick with the easier, but still hard 5-star Terra raids. To give yourself a good chance of succeeding in these 5-star Terra raids, you'll want a crew of Pokemon around levels 80 to 90, and once you have that, head to the Delibird presence shop around Paldea and collect items designed to be held in battle. Especially helpful are the choice bands and choice specs, which greatly enhances your attack and special attack, retrospectively, and the metronome, which empowers a move if you do it several times over. Once you've completed a few of these 5-star Terra raids, with a bit of luck you'll collect some Herba Mysticas. They come in several varieties: sweet, salty, spicy, and so on. If you make a sandwich with the right combination of ingredients, you'll boost your chance of encountering a shiny Pokemon by 300%. The catch is though that each recipe correlates to an element of Pokemon, so for instance if I wanted to hunt for a shiny Magneton, which is an electric type Pokemon, I'd need to create a sandwich that boosts the likelihood of finding a shiny electric Pokemon. And to boost your odds of finding a shiny Pokemon even more, you can use the shiny charm item, but to get this you have to complete your Pokédex by catching all 400 Pokemon in Paldea. If you've caught all Scarlet and Violet's Pokemon, speak to Jack in your school's biology lab to get the shiny charm. Number 3. How shiny boosts work in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The shiny boost increases your odds of encountering a Pokemon of a particular type. There's a small chance for a shiny Pokemon to appear in your world each time a Pokemon spawns in the game. However, you can increase this chance by having a sandwich, and the shiny boost that increases your chance of finding them in the wild. For any Pokemon player who actively goes after shiny Pokemon, this is a must-have boost that you'll want to unlock with the picnic. In the end, it all comes down to the food you eat while having a picnic, or the ones that you can find in town at the various vendors that you can purchase. Both are reliable options, so as long as you know what type of shiny Pokemon you want, then you can choose the type of sandwich that correlates to the type of that Pokemon. You'll want to narrow down though where you're searching for Pokemon. For example, if you're searching for a shiny version of Charcadet, which is a fire type, you don't want to have a shiny boost for water types if you're looking for this Pokemon. And as a result, you'll want to boost your chances of finding fire type shinies and increase the odds of finding fire types while searching for it. Sometimes though, it does come down to experimentations with your sandwich recipes, finding the ones you like and the meals that give you the best boost. Here is a table with all the sandwiches and ingredients for the shiny boost that you can conjure up. Feel free to hit the pause button on the video or take a screenshot to save this table. Number 4. Combining Outbreaks and sandwiches. Once it's time to put everything together, go find yourself an Outbreak and knock out 60 of the same Pokemon, in an attempt to find a shiny Pokemon of that name. Make sure though that first you pause the game and go into options and disable autosave. Then manually save your game. Finally, craft your sandwich using the precious Herba Mystic ingredients. Sandwich buffs in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet only last 30 minutes, and the reason you're disabling autosave and then saving before you make the sandwich is so that if you don't encounter a shiny Pokemon within 30 minutes, you can close your game and reboot it before you've used up your Herba Mystica resources. And of course, if you fail, you can then reset it to after you've knocked out 60 Pokemon, meaning you won't have to go through that tedious task again. As you'll eventually see that once you put your sandwich together, you'll get a ×3 buff for a Sparkle Pokemon of a certain type, depending on the recipe that you've used. And then it's time to employ the same method as before. Search the area for Pokemon, reboot the Pokemon in your area by setting up and closing down a picnic, wash, rinse, and repeat until you find your shiny. The hardest part of all this is collecting the Herba Mystica from the 5-star raids. Once you've done all that, you can usually find a shiny Pokemon in about an hour or so when following this method. And so there you pretty much have it. That were some tips and tricks if you want to find a shiny Pokemon in the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games. So what did you think of these tips and tricks? Have you tried these methods and did it work for you? Or perhaps that you know another method that wasn't included in this list? Be sure to let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear it. And of course, not forgetting that if you do like this type of content and you would like to see some more tutorials and top 10s, be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course, like the video. I'll also leave some more top 10 videos at the end of this video if you would like to check them out. Thanks very much for watching guys, and I will see you all next time.